Angel Di Maria is as if he's not happy at Real Madrid. This gesture that they said he made, last night and all that, when he was substituted and all. I think that's another player that if he's not happy, maybe if there's maybe a bit for him, I think the club might just let him go. So these are some of the key players. I'm just really looking at that might just want to make the move.
Okay, we just turned ourselves to speculators. We'll see if any of some of those players that we've mentioned might be making that switch. But like Femi said, it's very cagey.
It's cagey.
Really good players don't really move in January.
And you don't really get the best of play.
Exactly. Clubs don't want to release their best players in January. They usually offload players that are surplus to requirement. Yeah. But of course, let's go on a break now. We'll take you to to England and allow you see one of the semi-final matches in the Capital One Cup. How Manchester City trashed West Ham. Let's allow you to enjoy this. We'll come back for more Sports Tonight.
Here through the middle is a chance, and what a finish! Alvaro Negredo. The lovely floated ball, and whilst West Ham's defensive deficiencies were clear for all to see, Negredo did take it wonderfully well. Yaya Toure, there was no pressure on him, he was able to pick his spot, and that spot was the left foot a couple of minutes ago. Dzeko. Negredo herring through the middle. This is Alvaro Negredo. 2. He is lethal. At times he only needs half a chance. Outpacing O'Brien. Manchester City 11 wins in their last 13 matches. Here's Toure, frightening sight for defender. Yaya Toure makes it 3 for Manchester City. And then takes a bow. And he ran half the length of the pitch. With West Ham in full retreat. No one made a chance. Happy birthday to David Silva. Nasri freeing himself of the clutches of Joe Cole. Dzeko and Silva. And it's Negredo, and it's a hat-trick. His second for Manchester City. Lopez, Kolarov, what a finish that is. Edin Dzeko makes it 6-0.
There's got so many goals, Edin Dzeko did not even remember the final scoreline. Player said, thought he handed 5, only to be told he actually scored 6. That was how good Manchester City was on the night. And looking at that team, you see that man, Yaya Toure, and you're a Nigerian, you're thinking to yourself, how can this guy not win? But I'm hoping he doesn't get a win anyway. But of course, let's move on the show tonight. Let's leave football for a while. As I told you earlier, we'll be expecting our guys on the ground to fill us in with what is happening at the GloCAF Awards. But we'll move on the show while we wait for the guys to let us in on the news. What is happening at the GloCAF Awards. But Femi, let's quickly talk about basketball in Nigeria before we travel abroad, before we look at the glamorous side of basketball, the NBA, Dwayne Wade's, LeBron James. But a lot is happening here, and most of us don't get to hear about what is happening. Tell us about some of the grassroots, something's happening in the grassroots that you've been following for a while.
Yeah, during the December period, we had like two tournaments. We had the Rookies Basketball Challenge, which is played amongst academies, in Lagos State, and so on.
Is it well publicized?
Well, I don't know how much publicity they do, but a good number of teams, well-groomed and grounded teams, come around to play that tournament. We also had Mark the Ball that happened far away in Benue State, Boko. We saw league players actually participating in that one, and it was a very, very big tournament. But see, just like you asked, the publicity, I wonder, how much the organizers do in terms of, making this known to the basketball fans all over Nigeria, because they're always yearning, for, competition, and they want to see most of all these things. But quickly, I think the pick of the bunch will have to be the Youth Alive Community League. It's going to be resuming tomorrow and Saturday. It's a league, that comprises of kids now, the under 14 and the under 16, under 18, kids now, for both boys and girls. Just like we have the Channels Kids Cup, we have the Shell Cup for soccer. Same now goes for basketball. So it's good.
All right. Well, I'm told that Toyin Vitore is online, and we will be speaking to him shortly. I hear he's online, so we'll be speaking with him shortly. Hello, Toyin.
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
All right. I know you're at the venue. So what can you tell us?
Well, the president of the Coalition of African Football has just delivered the speech, and for that speech, what is ruling is a documentary on African football. Of course, a tribute to the president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, who passed on a couple of weeks ago. To Nelson Mandela that is saying right now. But the event started exactly 9 o'clock, and of course, performance by the band. It performed that song, dedicated to the Super Eagles after the victory, the African National Team in 2013 on top of the world. We've had a performance and of course the broadcast memory of what the Super Eagles did in South Africa last year. Also we hope that the Channel Eagles will be able to emulate when the tournament begins this weekend.
Okay, I'll tell you, what can you tell us about the atmosphere? Is it packed full? I mean, the dignitaries. I mean, what can you just tell us? I'll paint a picture of the place.
Yeah, it's a very colorful event. It's a very colorful event, and all those that expect to be here are represented. The first minister is representing the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I told you that the CAF president just presented his speech, and all the football sections and the members of the CAF executive committee are here. Members of the Federal President executive committee are here. The whole of media personalities are here. It's a full house, and of course, it's been a fantastic event without so far, and it's really, really very colorful, and I think this is what African football deserves. So an event to celebrate the best African performance of 2013 will be less glamorous. It's indeed a wonderful so far, and I'm sure it will remain this way up to the very end.
Okay, Terry, how long would we have to wait before we start knowing the winners?
Maybe one thing I'm sure of is that this event is so very professionally conducted, and I'm sure they will take it. And it's not a football award. It doesn't take more than 90 minutes. I'm sure that this will not be the deviation from that. What we're saying right now on the screen here, the documentary on the African Cup of Nations 2013, that the Republic of Nigeria was the highlights of almost all the games. Of course, bringing back memories of our Nigeria to our own. So I'm sure that after this documentary, we'll be probably going to the awards proper, and of course, I will be telling you things as we go along to see what fans are want to do. Particularly the one we've been waiting for, the top one, the African Footballer of the Year award.
All right, thank you very much, Toyin, for that update, and we'll be expecting to hear the big one, the big news from you. That's a clean sweep for Nigeria of all the awards and in the categories for which we've been nominated. So thank you for that update. Okay, Femi, let's quickly move on even though, I mean, you will understand that the GloCAF Awards are on our mind. But let's quickly do a bit on basketball. You were talking about the grassroots events.
Yes, I was talking about the Youth Alive Community Basketball League, that is organized by the Lagos State Basketball Association, and a private organization, for the under 14 and under 18, kids out there. They usually play, weekends at the Roe Park,
okay.
At Yaba there. But because of the festivities, they took a break. They played about 5 weeks, but they'll be resuming tomorrow